Have you ever felt overwhelmed because you couldn't say no? A question that echoes in the minds of many as they wear themselves thin, juggling commitments they never really wanted to take on. Imagine a character, let's call her Lucy. Lucy is a high achiever, always striving to do her best, be it at work, in her personal life, or as a friend. She's a go-getter, always on the move, always with a to-do list longer than a grocery receipt. She's the person who never says no. Need someone to cover a shift? Lucy's your girl. Need a last-minute babysitter? Lucy's there in a heartbeat. A friend needs a shoulder to cry on at 3 in the morning? You guessed it, Lucy is there, half asleep but always willing to help. But here's the catch. While Lucy is busy ticking off tasks from everyone else's lists, her own tasks, her own needs and wants are pushed to the back burner. Her dreams, her aspirations, her self-care routines, they all take a back seat. And this is where the problem begins. Lucy starts feeling overwhelmed. She's irritable, stressed, and constantly fatigued. She's burning out. In trying to be everything for everyone, Lucy has forgotten to be something for herself. She's taken for granted her time is not valued, and worst of all, she doesn't value her time herself. Lucy is caught in a cycle of saying yes, a cycle that is slowly but surely draining her. The consequences of not setting boundaries are glaringly evident in Lucy's life. She's overwhelmed, overworked, and underappreciated. She's constantly on edge, always expecting the next request, the next demand on her time. Her life is spinning out of control and she feels powerless to stop it. And all this because Lucy struggles to say 2 simple letters. N-O, no. A small word with a big impact. A word that, if used wisely, can bring about balance, peace, and harmony in our lives. In the end, the inability to say no and set boundaries led to an unbalanced life. But remember, it's never too late. Lucy's story is not an inevitable fate, but a cautionary tale. It's a call to action, a reminder that sometimes saying no is the most empowering thing you can do. But imagine a life where you could say no without feeling guilty. Picture this. You're a ship sailing the vast ocean, and your boundaries are the rudder, guiding you through the turbulent waves and stormy weather. They help you navigate your journey, ensuring you don't drift off course or get lost at sea. Let's take Jane, for instance. Jane was once like many of us, a people pleaser, always saying yes to every request and demand, from work assignments to social engagements. Over time, Jane found herself overwhelmed, overworked, and underappreciated. She was running on empty, her life out of balance. Then one day, Jane discovered the power of saying no. She realized that she had the right to set her boundaries and prioritize her needs. She started saying no to things that didn't align with her values or contribute to her well-being. At first, it felt uncomfortable, but soon, Jane noticed a remarkable transformation. Emotionally, Jane felt more in control. She was no longer at the mercy of others' expectations or demands. She felt a sense of liberation and empowerment, knowing she had the agency to shape her life. Physically, Jane felt less stressed. She was no longer juggling too many balls or racing against the clock. Her sleep improved, her energy levels increased, and she even found time to enjoy a morning run or an evening yoga session. Mentally, Jane felt more focused and productive. By saying no to distractions and interruptions, she could concentrate on her priorities and deliver better results. She felt more satisfied and fulfilled, knowing she was spending her time and energy on things that truly mattered to her. So what's the moral of Jane's story? It's simple. Setting boundaries and saying no isn't about being selfish or unkind. It's about respecting your limits and honoring your needs. It's about creating space for what truly matters to you. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your life. By saying no, you're saying yes to a healthier, more balanced life. Now you might be wondering, how can I say no without feeling guilty or hurting others? Well, let's dive right in. The first tip is to use clear and direct language. Beating around the bush or using vague phrases can often lead to misunderstandings. Instead, use phrases such as, "I appreciate your offer, but I must decline," or, "Unfortunately, I won't be able to participate." These assertive yet respectful phrases communicate your decision without leaving room for interpretation. Now, this might feel uncomfortable initially, especially if you're used to accommodating others. But remember, it's crucial to prioritize your needs. You might think that saying yes to everything makes you a good person, but in reality, it can lead to burnout and resentment. This is where the importance of self-awareness comes in. Understand your capacity and your limits. It's okay to admit that you can't do everything. Recognize when you're overwhelmed or when something doesn't align with your priorities. It's perfectly fine to decline requests that don't fit into your schedule or align with your values. Next, practice makes perfect. Saying no might feel unnatural at first, but the more you practice, the easier it will become. Start with small, non-consequential things. Maybe say no to that extra slice of cake, or decline an invitation to an event you don't really want to attend. As you get more comfortable, you'll find it easier to say no to bigger things. Lastly, let go of the guilt. You're not responsible for other people's happiness. It's important to be considerate, but it's equally important to respect your own feelings and needs. Don't say yes just to please others at the expense of your own well-being. As you start implementing these tips, you'll find that saying no can be liberating. It frees up time and energy for the things that truly matter to you. Remember, saying no doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you value your time, energy, and mental well-being. So, let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We've unpacked the struggle many of us face with saying no. It's clear that not setting boundaries can lead to stress, resentment, and even burnout. We've seen how crucial it is to prioritize our own needs and to understand that it's absolutely okay to do so. We've also delved into the power of saying no. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. In fact, it empowers you to make choices that align with your values and your life goals. It helps you maintain a healthy work-life balance and can significantly improve your relationships and overall well-being. Finally, we've shared practical tips on how to assertively say no. Remember, it's about being clear, concise, and considerate. And most importantly, it's about releasing any guilt associated with saying no. Embrace the power of saying no and start setting boundaries for a healthier, more balanced life. After all, you deserve it.